Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Was Neglected and Could Change His Stats. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie. Now before continuing, this shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Royce Fernandez for suggesting this idea. I'm going to be adding up a lot on this idea because he wanted me to basically make, well, Naruto could control his stats like in solo leveling Sung Jin Woo could. So yeah, this is something like that, but on a Naruto world-ish kind of level. Completely different from solo leveling universe, but kind of like that. So yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content of this channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's movie. Our story begins in Konoha, Gaara no Sato on October 10th in nighttime as we go towards an undisclosed location on the outer skirts of the said village, where we see Kushina Uzumaki, the wife of the current Hokage Minato Namikaze, currently in deep pain, as she was currently holding on to the hand of Minato Namikaze, which was being crushed and almost turned completely blue, as Minato was in deep pain as well, but holding on within, telling his wife to do her best, as she, gritting her teeth, glared at him. "This is your fault, you damn blonde bastard! You did this to me!" As that is when an old woman that was next to them then said, "Come on, Kushina, keep on pushing. 2 more to go. 2 more? Just how many of them are there?" They're triplets, honey. You forgot? Shut up, you blonde bastards, and let me focus." As after a continuous, well, yelling, screaming, and a lot of pain endured by both husband and wife, the birth of the triplets was completely successful, as 2 redheads and a blonde was born. As Bivako then said, "Congratulations to the 2 of you. You have become a family of 5 now." As that is when we see Minato and Kushina holding on to their children, as they had tears in their eyes. "Kushina, they are beautiful." "I know, Minato. I know." As that is when something disturbing happened. Each and every bit of nurses that were surrounding them alongside Bivako fell down to the ground. They were knocked out unconscious. As that is when, from the shadows, a masked person appeared, and in the blink of an eye, Minato witnessed that his hands were empty. "What? Where is my son?" "Oh, you must be looking for him," said the masked person, as he was holding on to the blonde-haired child in his arm. As Minato, Kushina was now on the edge, as well as Minato was prepared for a battle. "Hand my son over back to me." I don't think so, Minato. Any sudden movement and the child will be killed. I don't think that the Hokage, who has just become a father, wishes for his son to die. Now does he? And not at all his only son, am I right?" As Minato glared at him. "Who are you and what do you want?" "Who am I is not important. As for what I want is, I want the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yoko." "Bullshit. I'm not gonna hand that over to you." "Cut the crap, Minato. I already know it is your goddamn wife that is behind you who is the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. Hand her over and I promise your child will be safe," he said, pointing a kunai towards the neck of the said child. "No! Stop! Don't you dare harm him," said Minato. As that is when Kushina then said, "It is fine, Minato. Just protect our son." "Kushina, wait." "It seems like your wife has more brain cells than you, Minato. She is able to comprehend the current position you're in. There's nothing you can do. Not even being the yellow flash here can save you. What are you gonna do, Hokage? Let your child die? Or hand over the Jinchuriki to me? Decide." As after thinking heavily, Minato went back into a relaxed position, as he was still gripping his kunai and gritting his teeth. As Kushina, after making a clone, handed her children over to him, as she began to make her way towards the masked person. "It's alright, Minato. I know you'll be able to find me." As that is when something unexpected happened. As soon as she reached near him, we see that the masked person threw the baby in the air. "It's like I'm that stupid." As the hissing sound was heard, to see that the cloth in which the child was covered was completely laced with explosive tags. Seeing this, the both parents were shocked, but before anything could happen, Kushina was warped out of the existence alongside the man, as if they never existed. Minato, on the other side, was so busy in trying to save Naruto that he jumped up and teleported out of the room to save the children, as he threw the rag away and covered Naruto with his own Hokage robe that he was wearing. Damn it. As he arrived inside to see Kushina's clone was there. I don't think I'll be able to hold on much long. Soon the QB will be free and I will poof away, Minato. We have to get to somewhere place that is safe. As after that, Minato teleported them back to their home, their safe place. As there, the three of the triplets were left, alongside Kushina's clone. Hurry, you have to go. As after that, Minato went to find Kushina. As soon as she was located, we see that she was on the ground and panting heavily, almost exhausted and looking pale. But the masked person was anywhere to be seen. Kushina, he took the QB. What? He took the Biju. Here you go. Take some chakra recovery pills. It will help you. As after some healing pills and chakra recovery pills, Kushina was able to at least stand. As Minato teleported her back to the place where their children were. I'll be going to see where that masked person and Biju went. As that is when we see Minato teleported and arrived at the Hokage monument, where he saw the huge Biju rising on the outer skirts of the village. No, this cannot be. Oh, it is Minato. As that is when Minato turned around with wide eyes to find the masked person who arrived there out of nowhere. You. Yes, Minato, me. What of it? Who are you? Well, I'll humor you. I am the ghost of Uchiha. The one that was betrayed by his own clan and by this village. Wait, ghost of Uchiha? You can't be serious. Hashirama-sama killed that man in the Valley of the End, and yet I'm still here, and so is the Biju. Now, let's see. How about a game, Minato? What are you talking about? Said Minato, feeling that something was off, as the man then used his genjutsu, but not on Minato, on the Biju. How about my pet causes some chaos while you go head to head with me? Said the man, charging towards Minato. As both of the shinobis engaged in the battle, we see that the Biju on the other side began its rampage towards the village. As the shinobis as well as the elders of the village rushed towards the front lines to protect the village from the said Biju. On the other side, Minato was busy. But after some time passed, we see that the shinobis at the front lines were being thrown around like ragdolls and were already fighting a losing battle. As Hiruzen Sarutobi, the previous Hokage, and the leader of the current shinobis who were at the front lines then said, "Damn it, where is Minato?" As that is when a thousand birds chirping sound was heard. As we see an Anbu with a dog mask tried to charge at the Biju but was flung away to the tree. "Kakashi, are you alright?" said Hiruzen, arriving near him. "I'm fine, Hokage-sama. But where is Sensei?" As the question remained in every shinobi's heart, where was their leader? While on the other side, we see Minato was able to trick the man and was able to land a Rasengan at the back of the said person, wounding him. As we see the masked person was on his knees. Well, that is something I didn't anticipate it. Now tell me, who are you really? I already told you. I am Madara Uchiha. Now, I have where I wanted you, Minato. What? More like where I wanted you. You don't understand, do you? Look behind you. Your people are dying. Konoha is weakening. If I go and tell the other villages, what do you think will happen, Minato? As Minato froze after hearing this, his wife and children were within the village. And let's not forget, your children are still within the village walls, and sooner the village will be destroyed. Now tell me this, Minato. Do you would like to continue your dance, or would you like to go and help out your village? As Minato gritted his teeth, as he then said, "Mark my words, I will have your head for this." Think all you want for that, but I doubt that you'll be able to do anything. As after that, we see the masked person disappeared, leaving Minato gritting his teeth. As now, he disappeared and arrived at the battlefield, but not without a huge toad at his side. It was the chief toad, known as Gamabunta. As the chief toad headbutted the Biju, and even the odds for just some time, as Minato was on the battlefield. As Hiruzen arrived, "Minato, what happened? Now's not the time to explain. We have to come up with a solution for the QB problem." "Like what, Sensei?" "We have to seal it within something, or someone." "I'll become the Jinchuriki," said Kakashi. "No, Kakashi, you can't. You'll die. Someone who has potent chakra, or chakra coils. And I only know some people who are capable of that." As Hiruzen then said with wide eyes, "You can't be serious. I have no other choice. Kushina will understand. As now we see, Minato disappeared and arrived with two redheads at his bay. As he placed them at an altar, as Hiruzen stopped him. You're going to use the Hakai Fuyin, are you not, Minato? I have no other choice, Hiruzen-sama. At least Kushina will be with them. No. I have lived my life already. I'm just an old fool who is waiting for his days to come by to an end. Let me do this. Hiruzen-sama, you don't have to. No! I was once a Hokage of this village, and am an elder of this village as well. It is my duty, Minato. You are needed here with your family and with your village. As after Minato finished the hand seals and the pattern being drawn on the, both of the daughters, we see that Hiruzen finished the hand seals and summoned the Shinigami, splitting the Biju into two parts and sealing it within both of the twins. As now we see, Hiruzen after that went limp in Minato's arms as the Biju disappeared. Make sure you get that bastard as well, Minato. But most of all, I'm proud of you and everyone of this village. Tell that to Jiraiya as well as to Tsunade and Orochimaru. With these words, we see Hiruzen Sarutobi, the professor, the god of shinobi, and the Sandaime Hokage, died. As after that, the whole mood was solemn, as nobody cheered for the victory that they had because it was a hollow victory. And in the end, in their eyes, it was Kyuubi who had won because a gem like Hiruzen Sarutobi was taken from them. As after that, Hiruzen then said, Kakashi? Yes, Sensei? Take Hiruzen-sama to the morgue and prepare his body alongside all of those who have fallen today for a funeral. As for the rest of the shinobis, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for participating in this event, and I promise to you that we will hunt down that bastard, Madara, Uchiha, or person claiming to be him who did all of this. As everyone agreed to that, as after that we see Minato grabbed his daughters and went back towards his home. After some time we see inside a hospital room where Kushina was slapping Minato on the face. How dare you? You didn't consult with me, you just took them in and left. I was in a weakened state, Minato. You know what you have done? I know what I did, Kushina. It was to save the village and you ruined their lives. Both of our daughters have become the Jinchuriki again. And they have to go through same things like I went. They won't, Kushina. Hiruzen-sama used the Hakai Fuyin on them. There's no way the Kyuubi will break free. You don't understand. Do you? Once they're close to giving birth in the future, when we have grandchildren, they will go through this again. And I don't want them to. It was like hell, Minato. I almost died. I'm sorry, Kushina. There was no other choice. Was there? I couldn't let them destroy our home, where we were gonna live. And I'm gonna make sure I promise that all three of them are protected. Especially both Natsumi and Mito. Nothing will happen to them. You better pray something like that won't. If it does, I'm coming for your head, Minato. I don't care how much I love you. These children, they are our family, and you decided something so big without my consent. I'm sorry, Kushina. I'm so sorry. As after that we see, as Minato came out of the room to give his wife some space so that she could calm down, while being in a turmoil of what he has just done, even though it was for the good sake, he too was feeling down. As that is when we see, there on the corner stood his sensei, the white-haired man known as Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin. Yo kid, why the long face? What happened? Is Kushina throwing a fit or something? Ah, sensei, it's good to see you. At such a desperate time as well. Desperate? You just became a father, you idiot. I'm sorry about Hiruzen-sama. I wasn't able to save many of our... Listen, kid. Hiruzen-sama... He was an old man who survived long far enough in the world where men die young. And that is something respectful in his own right. And he ended it on his own terms. Something you can give respect to. The man, don't you think? I even respect Sensei's decision. Even though it hurts that he'll be gone and, I'll miss him, but I respect what he did for all of us, for Konoha. I see. So, why does Kushina is being so cranky? As after Minato explained everything, we see that. Oh, I see. Well, talking about kids, there was something I wanted to discuss with you. What is it, Sensei? Well, Minato, the thing is that I think that one of your children is the child of prophecy. Child of prophecy? Yeah, the prophecy given to me by Toads. Remember I told you about? Yeah, it was a long time ago. What was it again? Remind me? Well, the prophecy went like this. A child of prophecy born with an extraordinary power will bring forth a great change in the elemental nation, either by becoming a new entity in its own, or by bringing peace to the whole elemental nation by uniting them. There's a big or within it, isn't it? Yeah, that is a big question. What is a big entity? That is something I don't know. But the good thing is that now I have narrowed down my research after finding out who it might be. What do you mean by that, Sensei? It could be either of your daughters, either Natsumi or either Mito. Don't you think? I don't still understand. How can that be? It states an extraordinary power. And don't you think that Kyubi no Yoko is an extraordinary power? Do you? I mean, they have their own potential and chakra, but having an extraordinary power like the Biju at their side, don't you think that they have a better shot at becoming the child of prophecy? You're right, but still, I think that this is a delicate matter, Sensei. I don't know how to tackle it. Listen to me, kid. I have consulted this with Fukasaka-sama and with Shima and with Gamamaru-sama himself, and the three of the elders of the Toad clan have thought about it. If you want, I can give you a meeting with them as well, so that it further narrow down our research as well as give you a proper proof of what I'm saying. Don't you think? I guess you are right about that. If it helps, I guess. But what about Kushina? She is still cranky about me sealing the Biju within them. She'll get over it. Like she always does. Just take her out on a date or something, kid. Make something spice up romantic. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. Not at least now. I mean, she's still mad at me. So, most of the wives in the world are from their husbands. Go ahead, man up, and woo your wife all over again, you damn bastard. You're right again, I guess, Sensei. I'll try my best, as usual. That's the spirit. Now go forth, my student, said Jiraiya with a smile on his face. As now we see, Minato and Kushina, after 1 week worth of going back and forth, were able to come to a conclusion and went on a date that was quite memorable with their kids. And after that, Kushina was happy again. So, a month passed like this as Jiraiya went away for the time being and arrived back after a few more months. And at that time, Minato has retaken the state of the Hokage and was now controlling the village alongside paying respects to the fallen. And as for the Uzumaki no Mikaze family, they were coming on along well. Until Jiraiya arrived. As the children hasn't even reached at the age of 1, we see that he was at home, and in the night time, after Minato got off from his job, was talking with both of the, husband and wife, as Kushina was now again cranky. What? You talked about this without my consultant again, Minato? You don't remember what happened a few months, do you? I forgave you for a reason, so that you don't hide anything from me. I hid it because it was necessary at the time, Kushina. I knew you would be mad at me, so what if I would have been mad? I would have made up with you back then. Why did you hid this? I thought it wasn't the right time for you to know. Actually, Sensei tried his best to cheer me up and, he kinda blurted that out. Yeah, you know me. Always a chatterbout, said Jiraiya, rolling his eyes. Enough about you, you perverted old bastard. And you don't even think about for a moment that I will hand off my both daughters to you to train. I don't even know what you will do. Hey, I might have been a pervert, a good one at that, but I would never do that to my own godchildren, remember? Yeah, I can tell. Who taught Minato to henji into a girl so that he could have a writing material source? As Minato blushed, as Jiraiya chuckled. So what? He learned a valuable jutsu that he and I created. That hasn't been perfected yet, Sensei. Shut up, Minato, said Kushina, as he then looked down, as Jiraiya then chuckled. See, Kushina, It's simple. What I'm trying to do is, or what we are talking about, is not only for the sake of Konoha or of your child. It is about the whole elemental nation. Don't you want them all to be at peace? I mean, you wouldn't want any other girl or boy to be like another Minato or Kushina who suffered the loneliness of losing their family or having no family at all. Would you? Listen, kid, both of you. I have went through a shinobi war myself. I have seen firsthand what kind of terrors it could bring. I don't want that for the future generations. And I could say the same for Sensei as well, who has gone through 2 wars. War is a thing that takes and takes from both sides. And nobody wants that. Said Jiraiya with a serious expression as both Minato and Kushina were speechless. Because they knew what Jiraiya was saying was the truth. Because they have participated in the 3rd Great Shinobi War prior as well. So what do you suggest, Sensei? Should we move on with it now? I will call the Toads, Kushina. You don't have to worry about anything. We can discuss with them. And if your children are the child of prophecy, we can focus on them. And if not, then I'll leave it as it is. And we'll work upon them eventually as like others would. Is that okay with you? I'm fine with that, I guess. Thank you so much, Kushina. As after that, the next day came. And they were summoned back to the Toad Mountain. As there, they met with Fukusaka, Shima, Kamamaru, and Kamabunta. Since Minato was also a summoner, he was welcomed by them, and Kushina was a newcomer who was allowed to be there, alongside the triplets. These are the children. Who do you think might be the child of prophecy, Pa? Ma? He said to Fukusaka and Shima, Jiraiya boy. Both of the girls. What are their names though, young one? Natsumi and Mito. Both of them show exponential chakra, as well as they have an extraordinary power. The power similar to Kyuubi no Yoko. Yes, they are the Jinchurikis, said Minato. I see, Minato boy. So you made your daughters the Jinchuriki, huh? We had no other choice. It was the only option at the time. Difficult times call for difficult solutions, I know. Anyways, we have also brought our son. I see. That is good. Let us go towards Kamamaru-sama and see what he has to say. As that is when we see the 3 of them were taken to the great elder known as Kamamaru, who at once, at a young age, being a little toad, has been a friend of the sage of the 6th path himself. As Padan said, Kamamaru-sama, I have brought Minato and his family, and the potential kids for the child of prophecy to be. As Kamamaru opened his eyes, as he looked at Minato, Kushina, and then at the 3 kids. The girls show exponential chakra. My friend Hagoromo talked about a child of prophecy coming along in the future. I can still remember the words vividly, as if it was just yesterday. The child of prophecy could be either of those 2 girls, since they have exponential chakra and the Kyuubi's power. Is it right? Yes, they are the Jinchurikis of the Kyuubi no Yoko. That is interesting. Both of them will hold the Toad's contract, and they will train here as well as back at home. But due to the dangers that you discussed with Fukusaka and Shima about this masked person claiming to be Madara, was it? Yes, Madara, or the person claiming to be him, is still out there somewhere. We have to avoid him at all cost, and let him not hinder the, training of the child of prophecy. For that you have to find somewhere place that is safe enough. Wait, what about Naruto? Said Kushina. What about him? Naruto will be offered eventually, like Jiraiya and Minato were at a certain age. But the girls, they're already a part of our clan. I welcome them wholeheartedly. As the other toads agreed to that, since Naruto was the only one who had to go through a test, because he wasn't the Jinchuriki and he was a normal kid. Focus on them. They might be the one who bear great strength and great potential for a better future for all of us. As now we see, with that said, they were taken out of the room, as they were reverse summoned back to Minato and Kushina's home, as there Fukusaka and Shima were still there as well. Jiraiya boy, Minato boy, and Kushina, you have heard the words of the great Elder Toad himself, and you now know what it is to us, the child of prophecy. As after that we see everyone nodded. So you must find a place as well. Think carefully about it, and after that, do let us know, Jiraiya. I will, Pa. As after that, we see Pa disappeared alongside with Shima, as the three of them were left to their own thoughts. What are we gonna do? We can't just leave the place. What about Naruto, Minato? What are we gonna do with him if we focus on both Natsumi and Mito? How about this? Said Jiraiya, since Minato can't leave and the kids have to go back and forth with training with us and at the Toad Mountain, Kushina can become a Toad summoner as well, since she doesn't have any summoning clan contract, and she alongside with the rest of us can go back to the Toad Mountain, while Minato will continue to train here, and Naruto can stay here with him for the time being. In this way, Naruto will remain with you and your family, and the girls can train while being here as well in the village, and Minato can focus on him being a Kage as well, and in his free time he can train the three kids as well. As Jiraiya's option that he gave them out was quite valid one, and honestly the only option they could think of, better than anything. Honestly, that is something that we never thought of, Sensei. This might actually work. What do you say, Kushina? I think we should do it. This is the only way. As after that, we have a time skip. Time skip of 8 years. As 8 years went by after that. As now we go towards Uzumaki Namikaze house, where we see that it was completely empty. As Minato was currently busy with, Hokage office and his duties as a Kage, Jiraiya, Kushina and the two other girls were at the Toad Mountain being trained, and Naruto was left to his own devices at home for the time being. A maid was hired to just cook for them so that Naruto could at least have food alongside with Minato when Kushina and the others were away, and to clean up. And as for Naruto, he had an unlimited access to the scrolls that were, kept in Minato's library, which were completely sacred and S rank. Obviously, Naruto being Naruto didn't know how to use them properly, and even one time ended up being hurt, so he had to be taken to hospital. That is why he had a scar on his right arm. But one thing was for sure, his sisters on one point was exceeding in strength as well as in potential, since they were a generational prodigies, and him on the other side, was him, a loser, as his friends or so-called friends called him. Because as much as he wanted to prove something to his parents, he even began to realize that he couldn't, because he wasn't just that strong or wasn't able to keep up even with his sisters when they sparred. So after some time, we see that after a few weeks passed like this, of Naruto just lazing around in his room since his father didn't have enough time for him and his mother was busy training with the daughters, we see that Minato and Kushina got back in one morning as they were having breakfast, as Naruto came downstairs, as he was shocked to see them, and so were they. Oh, Naruto, I didn't notice you were here. Oh, I was sleeping upstairs, I guess. Hey Kachan, you're back. Welcome, Natsumi-ne-san, Mito-ne-san. Oh, Naruto. Well, good morning to you as well. As Naruto got to his seat and ate his breakfast, and as he was eating, we see Natsumi then said, "How far is your training being done, Naruto? Are you training hard enough?" "Yeah, like he would be," said Mito. "All he does is lays around and leaves all the hard work to his good old sisters, don't he?" "Hey, I'm trying my best," said Naruto. As Kushina then said, "Naruto, you have to train if you want to keep up with them. You know, your sister might need all the help they can get, and you will be there to help them, won't you? They have an ultimate responsibilities at their shoulders that is too heavy for anyone to carry." I know. Good. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that we had no choice. We are doing this for the sake of the world. Yeah, I guess so. As Minato then said, "I'm sorry, son, I won't be able to teach you anything for the time being, but I got good news for you. You'll be joining the academy soon, and there you'll be able to learn like all the other kids, As Naruto then looked down a bit, as he was quite hesitant, as Minato then asked, "Aren't you happy about that, son?" "Oh, no, I'm happy actually, but I was hoping that I could, train with you like the other clan heads would." "Listen, son, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm being too much busy at the Hokage office, and your mother is already busy with, training with them since they're going in and out, as you know. They're only here for a week time, and they'll be leaving again with Jiraiya at the Hokage Toad Mountain, "I understand. I guess I'll begin my training there, I guess." As now we see, after a week passed, Naruto's mother and sisters left, and he was left to his own devices again. Just a frail boy who didn't have anything in his arsenal to go with. As he went to the academy for first day, he was placed alongside the other clan heads' kids in the class which was special, unaware to the whole academy, and it was being taught by Iruka Umino and Mizuki as his assistant. As Naruto, in the first day, was able to find out that he was going to have a tough time because already the clan head's kids were comparing him with his sisters, and not only that, even his senses were. And as time began to pass by, as Naruto reached at the age of 12, after only a few years in the academy and close to graduation, he was at the dead last in class and was considered the dead last, the laughing stock as well. Naruto obviously was quite embarrassed by that and was quite training harshly and hardly as well. He didn't thought about the weather, whether it was raining, snowing, or even if there was a storm. He would go out and train as hard as he could. But no matter how hard he trained, he seemingly wasn't getting any better. Even his chakra pool was the same still. And on the other side, he was being treated badly by his peers to begin with, being bullied to no extent, being called trash of a family full of prodigies and geniuses and strong people, being called stain even by the civilians. He was looked down upon, being called a burden, a person who shouldn't have been born, and so forth and so on. Whenever he tried to tell his father about this, his father would get mad at him, saying that the people are actually nice and why would he talk about them so much badly. As one night we see, as Kushina and the others came back, as they heard what Naruto has been up to from Minato during their dinner, we see that Kushina got mad as there was suddenly a slap on Naruto's face as Naruto's eyes were widened. "How dare you try to blame them? I know you try hard enough, but if you can't succeed and be lazy and fool around and then blame it on others by saying that they call you names and so on and so forth, lying about bullying and so on, Naruto, I'm deeply disappointed in you. I can't believe that you would use such things to justify your uselessness." As Naruto's eyes widened, "Uselessness? Yes. You haven't been any better. You have been training like zero. I haven't even seen you train. When are you even here to see that? Enough, Naruto. Now you're gonna backtalk to your mother?" said Minato as he got up. "Yes, Naruto, I know that it is hard to train, but if you don't put in the hard work, how will you get any results?" said Natsumi, his oldest sister. As Mito then said, "Suck it up, loser, and work hard," said Mito. As Naruto looked down and said, "I hate you all." With that said, he then left towards the upstairs, and the look that he gave them was filled with disgust, but more than ever his eyes told that he was heartbroken. As after that, for a whole day nobody talked to Naruto, but Naruto was the one who was hurted and angry. He didn't go to academy, he skipped out the classes, and for a whole month's stay he didn't interact with any of his family members. He didn't even leave his room when they were around in the house. As while they were basking in glory and in the warmth given to them by people, Naruto was filled with rage. Why wasn't he able to get any better? Why did his parents didn't believe him? Why him of all the people have to suffer like this? He didn't ask for any of this. He was trying his hardest, and yet he was blamed for not putting in the effort or work. As that is when, while one night training in the backyard, hard as he could, we see that he passed out unaware of anyone. And in his unconscious-like state, we see that Naruto was in front of a black void, and in that black void suddenly a white light appeared. "Do you wish to become strong? So strong that Nobody in this world will be able to match you. Do you wish to become your own entity? As Naruto, seeing this, remembered each and every insult, every ounce of bullying he has ever received from the people of Konoha and from his own parents. As that is when he then said with narrowed eyes, yes. As that is when we see he was engulfed by bright light, and he woke up to find himself in his own backyard. As hovering over him was his sisters, who was looking down on him with a frown. And yet here you are. After calling you out for so long, we find you here, lazing around again, Naruto. As Naruto didn't even bother to give them a response as he got up and said, what do you want? And now you're gonna backtalk to your older sisters. Listen, if you're gonna act like a brat, then don't talk to us, okay? But we gotta go to a birthday party of our friends. And mother told us to take you with us. I'm not interested, you can leave. I'm tired. After sleeping for a whole day in the backyard, you wanna just go and just lie down inside? You don't even know what I've been up to. And yet you claim that I was here doing nothing. It's interesting how you people just, come to conclusions without even trying to find out why anyone was here, what he was doing to begin with. It's almost fascinating that how much ignorant you can be. Naruto? This is enough. If you don't want to come, then don't, fine. But you don't gotta try to make it sound like that you were not lazing around, because from what it looks like, you were. Fine. I'm not interested, you can go and enjoy your day. As after that we see Naruto went back to his home, and without greeting his parents he went upstairs. As both Minato and Kushina, who saw this, were having their breakfast, as they said, where was he the whole night? I didn't see him come inside. As their eyes widened, as Mito and Natsume came in and told what happened outside, and they found Naruto lazing around, that is when Minato then said, he wasn't in his room last night. I wanted to talk to him just so that we could resolve the issue of him not talking to us, but he wasn't there. Wait, so you mean to tell that idiot spent the whole night outside, laying around on the grass? As that is when Kushina then said, I noticed something. His knuckles, they were grazed and they were swollen somewhat. Minato, he has been training, wasn't he? As Minato was quiet, and so were the daughters, as this was the first sign they should have noticed, but no. They let it be bygone. Yeah, this is Naruto we're talking about. He was probably lazing around or would have gotten hurt or something. I think so too. So what did he say? He's not interested in going. He was just gonna go and laze around more, you hear? As Minato and Kushina sighed. Forget about him. You go and enjoy for the time being. We'll think about something later, when your birthday's arriving soon. We're gonna be 13, right? Said Mito to his Nesan. Yup. And hopefully we'll be able to get that bright turnaround. How about this? Naruto can also train with us, since he'll be eligible to join the Toad Clan. And we'll put him to ground and dirt, pushing him so hard that he will forget the word lazy ever existed in his dictionary. Yeah, that might be the only word now, as the whole family chuckled. Unbeknownst to them, Naruto was listing every ounce of word they told and talked about. As Naruto then said, why am I even here? I should just leave. They don't even care about me. All they care about is results. They don't even try to bother to listen or understand or even hear about my story. I'm tired of this village and them thinking of me as a screw-up and a person who shouldn't have been born, so on and so forth. As Naruto began to formulate a plan to how to leave after he has his 13th birthday, because he will become a legal adult, and he was aiming to leave this village once and for all, because mostly his family wasn't at home and wouldn't even bother to search for him, so yeah, he'll be gone on his own. But unknown to him, that day was coming soon. Who knows, maybe within an hour. As now we see Naruto inside his room, looking towards the ceiling, as he then said, I just wish there was something that could help me in order to train. And that something would have been my parents if they weren't too damn busy with others. Damn it. As that is when there was a pop-up in front of him that appeared, as Naruto was shocked. As for the next few hours, Naruto tried to come to process this thought that this was really real and in front of him. As after that he read the message, do you wish to become strong? As Naruto then saw there were two options, yes and no. He then touched yes, and to his surprise and shock, the screen changed once more. and his stats were shown alongside his picture. User Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Strength 1. Chakra capability 1. Specialty none. And this was the only thing mentioned, as that is when Naruto felt quite bummed out. What? After all that training, this is what happened? As that is when a notification appeared. Warning, a notification has been taken. The training that you have been able to put up and put on for the last few years has been gathering points, and so far the points have come to a halt where they are more than 10 million. Would you like to spend them on strength buffs, as well as on ninjutsu specialties and even Kekkei and Dojutsu? As Naruto was taken aback by that, he could do that? As that is when a window appeared in front of him. Rinnegan for 1 million points. As Naruto clicked on it and was able to purchase an authentic Rinnegan from the system. As after that, Naruto put 8 million on his strength buffs, which was his strength, physical agility, stealth, as well as so many more factors. As after that, Naruto put 1 million more points in his, brain capabilities. He within seconds was able to memorize each and every Fuinjutsu book and every scroll that he has read throughout the years in the father's library and even tried to use before, were now suddenly in his mind, and he could remember them word by word and seal by seal. I don't believe this. He for the time being saved 1 million points because he had already gained a lot of skills. As after that, Naruto thought hard for a whole night. As soon as the next morning arrived, we see Minato went upstairs after waking up his wife and daughters to call Naruto to have a family breakfast and talk that they were gonna finally allow him to join today, since today was their birthday. And not only that, today was also the day Jiraiya has agreed to bring the scroll for Naruto to join the summoning clan with. As Minato knocked, Naruto, open up, it's your father. There's something I would like to discuss with you. As no response came, listen Naruto, if you're mad at me, son, there's something we can talk about, okay? Please, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean it. I'll listen to your side of the story as well this time. As that is when Minato realized what he has said. Interesting. I never thought about it. As that is when we see Minato open the door to find no one was there. Naruto? Where are you, son? This isn't funny. As that is when he saw a note placed on his desk. Well, so much for an insult, am I now? Then I decided to leave. I'm not interested in being a part of your family. Not anymore. And these short words answered all of his question. Naruto basically said that he was fed up with them and all of the village and just wanted to leave, and so he did. So that they could be a perfect family and be happy without him, because he doesn't care about them anymore, or what they think. As that is when we see, grabbing that note, Minato dashed downstairs to see his wife. Seeing Minato so worked up, she asked what happened, and after reading the note, she fell down to her knees. Her child once more. One of her child was missing, like back at time when the masked person arrived. And it was Naruto again. No. What if the masked person have taken him? Minato, we have to find him. On it. As Minato, Kushina and the Anbus that he secretly gathered, which were Team Ryu under Kakashi Hatake, went out of their way to search high and low for Naruto, but so far they couldn't find him. Unbeknownst to them, Naruto was currently hiding in plain sight using his stealth, which allowed him to be invisible to everyone as he was seated on the Hokage monument head. As he then said, "This is certainly interesting turns of event. After all that bullshit that they spout about, this is what they are doing? Very interesting. But I'm no longer interested in this. Maybe I should leave and travel. That'll be something." As Naruto then decided that he should travel, so grabbing his stuff while his parents were searching, he passed by the village walls and even the front gates, walking out of the village without anyone noticing. As now we see, soon after that a whole month passed, and so far nothing of Naruto was even found or traced in the whole elemental nation. Even Jiraiya and his spy network had been scratching their heads and chins because they didn't understand that how could a 13-year-old just slip by their hands without any trace left behind by him. that was done by someone of huge caliber at stealth and being a shinobi for many years. And even sometimes it was hard for them because they slipped. But this kid, as if he vanished without, like he never existed, without any trace of him. I don't understand, said Jiraiya in Hokage office. Where could he have gone? I have been searching high and low alongside my spy network. Whole elemental nation has been searched, Minato, and so far nothing. Not a single trace, no clue, nobody has even seen or heard about him. This cannot be, Sensei. For the past 13 years he lived with us, goddammit. He's my son. He could have just gone like that, disappeared from the face of the earth. Even if he was dead or did something to himself, his body would have been found, said Minato with almost a hesitant stir in his voice and a heavy heart, because he knew what he has put through his son. To take such a step was wrong, as that is when Minato also heard some of the civilians, and so did Mito and Natsumi, that their brother was really telling them the truth all along, pleading to them that these people were not what they think about. Naruto has been target of their bullying, of their ridicule for a long time, and now they openly admitted to it, feeling proud that the, stain on the name of Namikaze Uzumaki family was gone. Glad even killed himself because he had the strength to at least do that, so that the family could be perfect for them, their ideal heroes. As that is when we see Minato and Kushina were so disgusted that Minato denounced his title and even being a shinobi, and so did Kushina and so did the other two children, and they were able to get Daimyo's approval to leave this village on their own. And after doing so, Daimyo allowed them to live in a land of fire capital inside a house of their own. As there we see that Minato taking everything of his own, and so did Kushina arrived there, leaving Konoha in the hands of Danzo now. As there, the Namikaze Uzumaki family was safe for everyone because Danzo, even though he was Hokage, now didn't want anything. Unbeknownst to, the whole council who was demanding Minato to be brought back by him, even as a slave, Danzo wasn't admitting to it because it was an agreement signed between him and Minato. Now we go back to a flashback where we see Minato inside Root Base. I knew you were operating this still. So why did you come here? What did you want to talk about in secret, Minato? You want to be the Hokage, don't you? I can help you with that. As eyebrow rose from Danzo. Interesting. I'm listening. As after that they came up with a plan that they were fed up with this village and so they wanted to leave to search for their son. Ideology that was, not so interesting to Danzo. And as for the Jinchurikis, he vowed that he will help them get a new one. And so Danzo agreed. And now he was the Hokage of the village. He even said that he didn't need Minato's help because he will be the leader of the village and do this in his own way to get a Biju of his own. But before that he had to get Naruto. As now we see, Naruto has been traveling doing some odd jobs like hunting missions and tracking missions, and he was currently in Takigakure to claim the bounty of one known as Kakazu, who was from that village, a shinobi a long time ago when Takigakure was a shinobi village at one time. Now they were just a normal village who still had a Jinchuriki, Naruto believed. Naruto wanted to visit and see what the village had to offer, but what it found terrified him to the core. At one night, while he was about to leave, Naruto saw that a green-haired girl was almost stabbed to death by an old man who said that how dare she be born by from his wife and him, that demon whore, and so on. Naruto was terrified. That man was stabbing his own daughter, and that girl looked like similar to his age. Naruto, with rage filled, used his stealth and kunais to cut and cleave the necks off of each and everyone. Naruto, using his skill points, used 500,000 skills of remaining points to get medical skills as fast as he could. And after gaining them, Naruto was able to heal and bring her back from the brink of death, healing her for almost 8 hours straight and healing all her wounds. After using the bandages that he has bought for himself from the supplies, Naruto was able to help her regain her strength. You're okay now, said Naruto to the startled girl who was waken up in bandages. Why did you do this? Why shouldn't I? Should I have just left you to die? It would have been better. Soon you're gonna leave like the others who did something for me, and soon they'll go back again. They won't harm you. And no, I'm not gonna leave you here alone. I know what it feels like to be ridiculed, but what they did to you is extreme. Way too much. Way more than what I endured, that is for sure. As Fu then looked down, they call me a demon whore and so on. That man was your father, wasn't he? As Fu flinched. Yes, he was. He never thought of me as his daughter. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my mother killed herself because of me. It's not because of that. Your parents were a fool to think that you were a demon. Because I see demons in them, not in you. And if you want, I can take you with me. And that would be a problem to us. You have done a great job for us to bring back Kakazu, but you have interfered. Now you are a wanted man here. So it would be best if you leave. Who says I am? Naruto used his Rinnegan for the first time, as his eyes morphed into them. As he, placing his head on the chest of the leader, then said, Shinra Tensei. As the man alongside his people exploded into bloody smears alongside the earth and the surrounding nature, turning into nothing more than a huge crater left behind by the pressure and force Naruto used all in that jutsu. As Fu's eyes were widened, as he looked behind her, as his purple eyes morphed back to blue. Come with me, Fu. I'll keep you safe. I promise you that much. As after that, Fu, at that moment, decided that she will follow him, even it means to the end of the world or even at death. Where are we going? We're going towards Suna next, because I have to claim a bounty from there. I have gotten sorcery of the red sand as well. Just my luck before I arrived here, didn't it? Really? How so? Well, I just got done dealing with Kakazu, remember? The bounty I claimed from here? Yes. I remember. I also was ambushed by him. He wanted to take the body, or more like something on the body of Kakazu. But I was able to trick him and take him down. And that is why I have to claim his bounty as well. How about you help me with that? But first you gotta regain your strength. I have enough fundings for both of us. You don't need to worry about anything. As Fu looked down, will I be a burden to you? No. I will teach you how to, and train you as well. So that you can, if you don't want to continue travel with me, go on your own way. No! I'll stay with you. I promise I won't be a burden. You saved my life. I promise I'll live my life until the day I die with you. As Naruto blushed and looked away, you don't have to be that extreme, I just did what anybody else would have done. No! You did more than that. You did way much more, Naruto. As after that, Naruto went down to one knee and placed both of his hands on her shoulder. It's fine, Fu. Trust me, I know how it feels. But you've been through hell. But not anymore. As Naruto hugged her, as at that moment both of them blushed, because Fu hasn't been hugged before and she was feeling some feelings that she hasn't been able to feel ever before as well. As that is when a Biju within her then spoke to her, explaining some things that caused her to turn complete red, but not pass out, thankfully. As now we see, after being Fu by her side, Naruto began to hate shinobis even more and more. He didn't claim himself to be one. He was trying his best to survive and live on his own. As he was going on towards Suna, we see that one of the Akatsuki members saw this and was seeing him as a threat as well as a potential ally, because the strength that the child hold it, and the Rinnegan as well. Maybe if he could manipulate this boy, he'll be able to summon his mother without the hassle of gathering all the 9-tailed Bijus, because all it took is 2 Rinnegan users using all of their chakra and sacrificing themselves, and the hand seals that he would teach them to bring back his mother back to here, teleporting her from that position to that position. And he knew if he is able to do this, he'll be able to set his mother free. But before that, he has to get that boy on his side, and that was a different task on his own. As on the other side, the news spread out that Takigakure, even though a minor village has been wiped out, was quite shocking. It was left into a crater, and it was said that it was only one man who did this. Or a kid, from what it was revealed from Amegakure's side. And that kid had blonde hair. Back in Konoha, Jiraiya, Kushina and Minato were debating. It can't be Naruto. Even if he has blonde hair, it doesn't make sense. Naruto wasn't that much strong. I mean Minato, think about it. The kid was able to disappear without a trace for months to no end, and suddenly we hear news about a blonde-haired kid wiping out a whole village? I think it might be him. And I also think we might have made a grave mistake, Minato. All of us did. What do you mean by that, Sensei? I mean, think about it. Not only was he able to hide himself while we searched high and low in the whole elemental nation, to be able to wipe out a whole village, that is some interesting strength. Don't you think? But Sensei, we're no longer affiliated with Konoha. Even if we aren't, you have been still searching for him to no end, have you not? I have been, but what if Konoha finds him? And that is why I am here, said Danzo, bursting into their room, as he alongside his shinobis were there. Why are you here, Danzo? I told you, Minato. I told you that I will get my Jinchuriki by myself, and I have set my eyes on him. After I take him, I will make sure that he is made into a Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yoko. What? You can't do this. Of course I can. I am the Hokage after all. And you are nothing more than traitors who betrayed this village. You can't do this, as that is when Minato, Kushina, and even Jiraiya were arrested alongside the two daughters. And soon, Danzo began to set forth his motion and plan. Soon I will have the whole control of this world. Konoha will become a nation, and will engulf everything. And I will be the one at its helm. I'll show Sensei and everyone how great I can be as a Kage, and how great Konoha can be as a nation. A shinobi nation. As after that we see, a lot of things begin to change in Konoha, while on the other side Naruto continued his journey with Fu as both of them arrived at Sunagakure. While claiming his bounty, Naruto began to leave as he saw a kid on his own, similar to their age, just sitting by and looking serious and exhausted at the same time. But his eyes told another story, eyes that held a huge amount of pain. As Fu then asked, "What is it, Naruto?" "That boy. I don't know why, but I think he needs our help." "Are you sure about that?" "I mean, I have to go and ask." As everyone was terrified when the two travelers went near him. As he then asked, "Hi, my name is Naruto." As Gaara then looked towards him, as his expression changed. "What do you want?" "I don't care who you are." "Are you okay? You look like you need help." As that is when Gaara then said, "Even if I did, you won't be able to help me." "Do you want to, though?" If there is something I can do, I will." "Then spill your blood for me and my mother," said Gaara, turning into his expression into a sinister smirk as Fu was taken aback by that. Suddenly the kid transformed into a half-sand monster as everyone disappeared from the vicinity. As Naruto, thanks to his abilities, were able to go head-to-head until he transformed completely into a one-tailed Biju. That kid was a Jinchuriki? As that is when Naruto shocked everyone as he made a hand seal and said, "Fire style. Flame's majestic destroyer jutsu." As flames tsunami came from Naruto's mouth, as the sand turned into crystal glass, as with a single punch from Naruto, it was shattered. As Naruto grabbed on to Gaara, who was now terrified. As Naruto, taking him away from the civilians, then said, "Everything is fine. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just let me look at your seal." As Naruto, looking at the seal, was disgusted. And then he began to alter the seal and change it to the point where Gaara was now able to sleep and do things on his own. "You're completely fine now, Gaara. You can rest." As Naruto saw that how terrified he was, he neck chopped him to make sure that he was resting. And after 2 whole days of sleep, Gaara woke up. "What? I fell asleep again." "No. What did I hurt?" "Calm down, Gaara. You didn't hurt anyone. You're fine." As that is when he looked towards Naruto. You knocked me out." "What did mother do to you?" "Nothing. And there is no mother. You're the Jinchuriki of one-tailed Biju. He won't bother you again. He's sealed within you still, but in an extent where only he will be able to work if he wants to work with you. Without your consent, he won't be able to do anything. Thank you. Why did you do this to me? For me? Why shouldn't I? You have suffered, haven't you? I could see that you looked exhausted. You slept for whole 2 damn days without even batting an eye. I have been exhausted. I don't know even last time I fell asleep. It's alright. I know. I guess you have been through your own hell, Gaara. As Fuden said, I've been through mine, you have been through your, and so have Naruto. How about this, Gaara? Why don't you come with us? Isn't that right, Naruto? Yeah, I guess I'm fine with that. Really? Can I? But I don't even know you. My name is Naruto, her name is Fu. Glad to meet you, friend. Friend? Yeah, Gaara, you're our friend, right? Yeah. I am your friend, I guess, said Gaara with a small smile. And after that, we see that the 3 of them left Suna, as the people didn't see or cared about the Jinchuriki that much, from what Naruto could tell. As after traveling some more, we see that Naruto and the other 2 arrived at a crossroad with Orochimaru, who tried to get them to his side, but Naruto was able to take him down as well, and soon the news spread out that the Orochimaru of the legendary Sannin was killed by a 13-year-old blonde-head. And soon, from Orochimaru, that Naruto found a scroll after retrieving for something valuable that his sisters and parents have been captured. Naruto, said Fu, I know what I must do. Konoha has been a bane for my existence as long as I remember. It is high time I take them out. As instead of Amegakure's pain, we see that Naruto was levitating one fine morning above Konoha. This village will know pain. Almighty push! And with a single jutsu, the whole village and its populace was wiped out clean, leaving nothing more than a crater there. Soon Danzo and many other shinobi dispatched, but Naruto, using his full strength of the Rinnegan as well as the abilities and dojutsus that he bought from the system along the travels and saving that he did, surprised them. Mokitan, wooden dragon jutsu! Mokitan, wood golems! As soon the huge wood golems and dragons were resurrected from the ground itself, shocking them all to see the fine wood release, the legend from the myths working against them. As after that, Naruto then said, Fire style, majestic flame destroyer, bringing a tsunami of flames on the other side. As one of Naruto's clones then said, particle release, particle destruction, evaporation, as everything in the vicinity of that jutsu was evaporated. And Danzo, seeing his empire filled with dreams and hope of capturing every city, every nation, and turning it into a nation of Konoha, a wonder, bringing them all under one banner, under his thumb, evaporated, he was at rage. You think this is the end of me? I will take you down myself. Wind style, air bullet! As Naruto literally used his hand to deflect that, as Naruto with his Rinnegan glared at him. You of all people should know that nobody messes with me. You wanted to fuck with me, Danzo. I have the capability of harming that person who fucks and screws with me more than 100 times over. And I have made an example out of Konoha by eradicating it. And today, you too. Wind style, air bullet, extreme, said Naruto, as the air bullet that Naruto released was so fast that Danzo didn't barely even blinked his eyes, and his whole body was split in half, alongside the Hokage monument and the Hokage tower, being turned into dust. As after that we see Fu brought out and freed both Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, as well as the 2 sisters who saw what happened and what he did to Danzo, and what his clones were doing, as Naruto looked towards them, as they were shocked to see his eyes morphing from Rinnegan back to blue. I done my job. And you know what? I trained. So much for being lazy. As after that, this being said, Naruto began to leave as he was stopped. Naruto! Wait. Son, please. Look, I don't care about the prophecy crap or whatever you were talking about. Or neither do I care about you. But what I cared about and why I was here was because he wanted to fuck over with me. He thought he could make me a Jinchuriki? After pushing me to this limit, After making sure that each and every bit of my life was living hell here? No. I did this for myself. Don't even think and give yourself a credit for a moment to think that I did this for any of you. Would have left you here to rot if it wasn't for me being mentioned. You're nothing to me. I denounced you as my family, remember? But why? Why? Ask yourself that question when you see what they have done to me. As they all looked down and flinched, from your reaction I can tell that you have already known. Said Naruto with a disgusted expression. It's fine, Naruto. Let's leave. You came here to do what you have done. Said Gaara. You're right. It's just a waste to waste my breath on them. They're useless to me. As Kushida flinched, hearing these words, because she could still remember when she said the same words to Naruto. So much for the words coming around to slap you in the face, don't they? Kushina Uzumaki. Well, I'm done here. Let's leave. As after that, the Uzumaki Namikaze family and Jiraiya had never heard from Naruto, but he would appear in news once here and again, like taking down of Amigakure and of Setsu and each of Akatsuki members. And then, when Iwa tried to go against him, he made sure that Iwa was made an example of again. And after that, other villages vowed that they would never mess with the kid because he was too damn strong. Because he made a mess out of Konoha, eradicating it, and almost eradicated Iwa. And as for the other villages, they were already weaker enough so they didn't want it to mess with the kid. So Naruto, Gaara, and Fu, well, the three of them were quite strong and a formidable team. And two of them were engaged with one another and were hoping to marry soon. And as for Gaara, he also found a life partner of his own. And that turned out to be none other than Kurotosuchi from Iwa. But as for the three of them, their bond and friendship was unbreakable. If there was trust, that three would be named first. And as for them, they lived a modest life in the ruins of the Uchiha, away from the elemental nations because they despised them to the core. And yet, in a way, was able to make them fear, and so a forceful peaceful law was enforced by their mere existence amongst them all. And as for the Namikaze Uzumaki family, they knew they had to live with the guilt that their son hated them, and they were the one who pushed him so far by making sure that they neglected him and so on and so forth. Even though they didn't want this, they were the ones who did this. And no matter how many pleas or apologies they would made, Naruto wouldn't come back to even bat an eye at them. Not anymore, at least. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!